Hey everyone, I know it's been a long time since I last uploaded a video, and that's because I have been really occupied this past 1 month. So I do apologize to my subscribers for that. But today I want to talk about something I think that concerns a lot of people, especially people who've just set up families, who just got married and are trying to have children, and are trying to set up budgets and finances, and they're trying to work out how much it costs to have a child and how much it takes to raise a child. Okay, and I think this is a very legitimate question. I think every new parent or even parents with older children should think about. Um, and I just want to share some of my thoughts here in this video. Okay, the first thing is that uh, I think it does cost much more these days to have a child, just to have a child, instead of just raising a child. Okay, when you're expecting a baby, I think uh, you would go to the doctor to get scans done on the baby to make sure the baby is healthy. Those scans, those doctor visits actually can cost an upwards of anywhere between 200 to 300 ringgit um, per visit. That's going to work out to like about maybe 50 to 80 US dollars per visit to the doctor's clinic. And then I think it costs about like maybe between 10 to 12,000 ringgit to just go to hospital to have a child if you're having a child in a private hospital, not a government hospital. So that worked out to be like maybe anywhere between 2,500 to 3,500, you know, US dollars for the hospital to you know to to go to the hospital to have a child. Okay, and however, I think these things pale in comparison to one major cost that will come in the future, in the cost of raising a child, and that is tertiary education cost. Okay, now uh, I've actually spoken to many parents, and some parents, even during the time when I was growing up, when I was a teenager, or when I was in my early 20s, some of my younger cousins, their parents actually send them off to Chinese independent schools or to private schools, and these schools actually cost a lot more than the schools that I went to, which is the government schools. Uh, at that time, maybe around 20 years ago, I think 18 to 20 years ago, I think it would cost like about 150 ringgit to 200 ringgit a month to send a child to a Chinese independent school. It probably costs much more at this moment. I'm not exactly sure how much it costs at this moment. Um, I just know from a friend that when she was attending Chinese independent schools, it cost her father like about 200 ringgit a month just to send her to a private school. This is back, I think, back in year 2000 or 2001. So that's like about 18, 19 years ago. All right. So uh, it I'm sure it costs like upwards of 300 or 400 ringgit at this moment. But what I do have solid data for, and based on my experience, is actually this. When I was in the UK, in Edinburgh to be exact, studying for my actuarial degree, okay, my tuition fees, uh, Harriet Watt charged me tuition fees of, I think, if I could still remember correctly, £6,800, okay, per year. Um, but just 2 days ago, I was on the Harriet Watt website again, and I was looking up in this is I was looking up for year 20 for the year education year starting 2018 and ending 2019. Okay, so you're starting September 2018, ending May 2019. The tuition fees for an actual degree per year is actually it actually costs about like £14,000 at this moment. Okay, so that's like more than double what I paid for back in 2005. I graduated in 2005, so that's around about like 13 years ago. Okay, so £6,800 to £14,000. if you compound that, if you use a financial calculator to compound that, that works out to be, I've just done this calculation yesterday, but I'll just do it one more time for you guys, just so you could uh, try this on your own as well. So we're going to use 6,800. Uh, this is 13 years because we're now in 2018. Let's say 14,000 pounds. So the rate is 5.71. Now, obviously, this is like you got to flip it around, but the rate is you got to flip the screen around to read the numbers correctly. But it's 5.71 compounded uh, increase every single year. Okay, so if let's say you've just become a parent uh, at this moment. Okay, let's say you've got a 1 year old child at this moment, and you intend to send the child over to university. Say for example, in those three popular destinations that Asians like to send their children to, which is the US, the UK, and Australia. Some of us we send our kids to Singapore as well, so that's so good. Um, I just want to let you guys know that the 6% compounded inflation is actually a very reasonable compounding rate, inflation rate. So let's say, for example, if it's 14,000 pounds at this moment per year in tuition fees, so if we compound it by 5.7%, and if my child is going to university in like 18 years' time, okay, so I'm going to be paying 30, almost 38,000 pounds. Okay, just flip the screen over and you can see that it's almost 38,000 pounds. Okay, so I did a rough estimate of my own total education costs that my father spent on me, and I think I used up like about 300,000 ringgit, and that's going to be like, I think it was around 75,000 US dollars, if I'm not mistaken, if you're using the current prevailing exchange rate. Okay, let's say 300,000 ringgit. Okay, annual rate 5.7, again 13 years. So we are, sorry, not 13 years, we are using it, 13 years is 13 years ago when I graduated from university as compared to the present moment. Let's say if I have a 1 year old child and I intend to send the child over to university when he's 20 years old, so that's 19 years, okay? So that's going to be like 860,000 ringgit, okay? If you can see it correctly. So that's one child, okay? 860,000 ringgit just to send one child for overseas education, okay? It depends on which destination in the country they're sending up. I was in Edinburgh, so it was slightly cheaper, but my brother was in London, so it was a bit more expensive. I think he spent like about $500,000 to pursue his degree. Okay, uh, so there you go. So it's a million ringgit, just close to a million ringgit, just to send one child to university. So if you've got like two, three, four children, so you've got like budget accordingly as well. So you've got like two, you need like to budget like about maybe 1.7 to 2 million ringgit. So this is a cost that I think a lot of parents um, would be quite reluctant to to actually think about because it is scary. Now I'm just going to do another calculation for you guys. Okay, if I'm going to put my money in fixed deposits, which is not paying like about, I would say maybe 4.3% at certain banks, and I need to achieve 860,000 ringgit. So every year I will need to save like about, if you see this number there, about 30,000 ringgit, and that's like 30,000 ringgit. That works out to be, if you divide this by 12, it's like about 2,500 ringgit per month, just for one child to be able to go to university overseas in the next like 19 years. Okay, so just to let you guys know, just in case no one has told you this before and you want to like find this out, how much does it cost to send someone to university? Because a lot of parents have not had the privilege to go overseas and study themselves, but that's in their it's in their dream pipeline. They want to send their children overseas. So I just want to let you guys know that this is how much it would cost, so that you can do the budgeting accordingly. Okay. Now, if you need to find the most suitable way, or the most comprehensive way to budget for your child's education, you can talk to me or talk to your nearest financial planner. Okay. Cheers. God bless.